I think that images are extremely powerful. I think they're an incredible kind of tool to shift the paradigm and push and sometimes even force social change and social justice. And I think a lot about images and the power that they yield. And I think when you have images of displays of violence, especially towards Black people, Black and Brown people, I always think about Rodney King and how that particular circumstance and situation was one of the first to really push for social justice and push for change. And I think that you with images and with videos as well, like it's undeniable. You can't deny the violence that's being acted upon in that image or in that video. And in that way, it's really put in front of your face, something that you can continue to look at, that you can continue to watch, a reminder. And I think that that's kind of the power of video and the power of photography and the power just of visual images in general and the ways in which they can yield or push people towards social change.
There's a memory in my mind, a memory of fellowship, a memory of trauma, and a memory of culture. These memories have been stimulated by African American photography. The role that photography has played in the evolution and advancement of African Americans in American society has provided a form of documentation and a sense of memory of one's past.
Project for me is very much about this belief that images actually are facts because they stay with us. We remember them, and the things that we remember become fact in our mind over time. And I think that for me is a liberating idea because it means that there can be more people who are contributing to what the canon of facts are, that we can contribute to the history books in a multitude of ways, through a multitude of languages.
But reality is an excerpt on television. Why is we Americans?
This work is called America, and it is my first time really experimenting with three-dimensional space. So much of the spirit of this piece is about disrupting the symbols and the iconography around how America is defined.
Garrett Bradley's exhibition, America, explored the lives of African Americans that were lost to history. America featured archived mediums that served as the driving force to the viewer's vessel of memory.
Is that you have a sort of apparent past, you have an apparent present, and you have an apparent future. But all of these things can be collapsed and ultimately are sort of understood as one thing within our mind's eye. I'm also asking people to consider the fact that Black history cannot be separated from American history and vice versa.
Portfolio of African American photographers present these familiar ideas known by most African Americans of how life in America has been for years. Specifically, the portfolio of Gordon Parks challenges these ideas through his liberation of each subject.
I think in this particular image, definitely challenging specific stereotypes about Black women and where Black women are supposed to be and the roles and expectations. They're supposed to kind of be the structure and the function of the family, and either to be in a domesticated role or to be in a role in which they are submissive to their partner and are to reproduce, essentially. But I think that within the American kind of landscape, that he's challenging that.
My advice to young Black people who want to do something is not to walk in with you letting your blackness weight you down. You walk in saying, I'm a fashion photographer, I'm a documentary photographer, I'm this or I'm that. let's go to work. You know,
Yes,
not
exactly.
let these problems of being black bog you down.
I've been in photography since about my sophomore year of high school. My magnet school had 3 different magnets: art, science, law. And I really just took a love for photography because, I started off in different mediums like sculpture and painting. But once I got to photography, I just really fell in love, especially in the aspect of like representation. I didn't really see it in my community growing up, I will be honest. I did see Black photographers, of course, but a lot of them were Black male photographers, so I never really saw my fit in that. But we had a project my junior year of high school, and we had to research someone in our field, and that's when I found Lorna Simpson. Love her work to this day. She is one of my favorite photographers because at the time I was still painting, and she combines her photography with like mixed media. So she has pieces that have like paintings or like collages, and then she incorporates her portraits into her pieces. I just feel like something as simple as having a Black photographer will really allow kids of color to see themselves and also like be proud of who they are. Because shooting a person of color is not like a one size fits all. There are colors, lighting, styles that work for certain skin tones that don't work for us. And you want to work with someone and you want to have a diverse enough field that people can see themselves in art and not feel like they're washed out. African American photography and photographers have been and are still shaping the way that we think as a community. Don't think you'll reach your goal, young man. Hang around the boom door. Look out, son. The role that this art form has played in the lives of African Americans has archived history in a manner that can never be forgotten.